Hello and welcome back to Inner Peace Place. I'm Karen and we're continuing a talk that we're doing for a group of people on manifesting through flow. So I wanted to go over, we had a question about, I had a thought about someone that wasn't a good thought and I don't appreciate it anymore. It popped into my head and I'm like, well, why did I manifest that thought? You know, what's all that about? So what you want to do is say, oh, isn't that an interesting thought? But I don't like it, so I'll think this. So you'll actually focus your flow, your manifestations towards a part of that individual or situation that you can find, and you may have to dig. Again, this work isn't easy. You might have to dig to find the upward flow or find the upward flow of what you could have said in response. Some people do grateful thoughts, you know, I'm so grateful that this is going on. And you can say, I'm so grateful that I now think this about this individual. To make, again, you're giving more thought time in the response that brings you joy instead of bringing you down. Does anybody else have questions about what we've gone over so far? All right, so there's not only one way to obtain everything. What that also means is there's not one right way. And I know I have a video on this. When we are little, focused in no variety, in other words, we are just being here in our personality, self-ego, and we aren't trying to find options, we will only find one option. And that's why many times when you do something, you'll say, oh, I've got to have this, X. But if you are willing to stop and take a deep breath and get bigger, you'll realize, oh, I like this shirt, and that shirt. I thought it was just I had to have it. Or new car, house, anything. So manifesting is more productive? No, it is still powerful. So we want to say manifestation in your path of inner peace will be more fruitful if you're willing to stop before you make decisions, even on food that you're about to eat or go get, or if am I going to the exercise class, or do I not feel right? Any of these decisions that you make are tiny decisions. I'm not talking about the big stuff usually. They really affect your inner peace, your path. They set the tone, the energy vibration. And so if you're constantly doing the negative stuff, then that's fine. It'll be more of a chaotic vibration. But if you do usually upward flowing thoughts and suggestions to people, if they ask for a suggestion, that's the caveat there, the frequency, the core frequency of your vibration will be higher. And then you'll have some little sprouts of negativism once in a while. To me, that's a successful life. My goal, since I've really been working on this, is not to have perfected some sort of an imaginary perfection on how I create flow or how I influence flow. Because again, if you are looking for perfection on the earth plane, it just isn't there. It's just not there. So when you are trying to manifest something, or if you are trying to influence the flow of something, go back and say, you've found multiple ways to do it now. You've said, oh, wow, I could do this, write it down. Unless you're really intelligent. That's not me, I have to write things down. And you look at them and you go, wow, that's pretty good. I was going to choose this, but was that an impulse? Was that personality, self-ego? You know, you can play with this stuff and figure out what is your norm. Now, it's not that you want to spend a ton of time in that, because again, time creates, but just be observant about yourself. I have the tendency to do this. Isn't that funny? In other words, don't chastise it, make a joke out of it. You know, try to love yourself. You are your own best friend. That's one of my favorite things to say. I love me. Can you look in the mirror when nobody's in there, in the bathroom, and look directly at yourself and say, I love you. Can you do that? Try it a lot. When I started playing with that, I realized at first it was like almost giggly. I can't believe I'm going to do this. But whenever I got serious and got bigger, in other words, I relaxed and called in for my assistance, something inside of me shifted so that I could love what I was seeing because I was seeing perfection. You see, when you love anyone, thing, any situation, it isn't a perfect thing to love. It's you love the parts of it that bring you joy. You're not having conditional love for yourself. Well, if I was 30 pounds heavier, I think I'd look good, or lighter, or if I had no wrinkles, or if I had more freckles, anything. If only. I love me. I love who I am at this moment. I am not that in the mirror. I am this. And when you can do that easily, that's a huge step. There's a reason for that. If you can't love yourself entirely, what are you just going to guess what I'm going to say? How do you love anyone else entirely? How do you have unconditional love if you can't even give it to yourself? You're your own best friend. You can tell yourself all the secrets, anything. So why can't you have fun? Why can't you have fun with your friend, your best friend? And look in the mirror and say, I love you. I love you. So once you've been able to do that, which I promise you, if you want to, you can do this. It works. And it will be a fleeting thing initially. The first time you say it, it's like, yeah. But all of a sudden you're going to get it. You're looking in the mirror, eyes soft, so not focusing on your nose or anything. And you can see through the eyes of your guidance who you are. You're loving that part of yourself. You're appreciating it, embracing it. And then it goes away. And then you see yourself. And then you go, oh, cool, it worked. The fact that it didn't stay is not a failure. The fact that you got it to come in the first place is huge. So once you do this and you can do it, and you can feel comfortable telling yourself, I love you, and mean it, and feel it, which really, this is huge. See if you can do it with somebody in the room. Can I look in the mirror at myself, and John's in the room with me, and I say, I love you. Now, at first he'll probably think I'm talking to him, but can I do that? Can I feel confident enough in my connection to profess my love for all that is that's coming through me? Flow is a way of life, be it chaotic flow or spiritual flow or whatever you want to call it, upward flowing energies. And so if you have compartmentalized your life, it will continue to be this way, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm feeling good, I'm flowing, I like the direction of my life, this is good, and then bam, it falls down. And then you feel like you got to pick yourself up and start all over again. When in actuality, it was just an opportunity for you to focus again on upward flow. And the quicker you do it when you fall out of the flow you want, the faster you get back. A master is not a person, let me say, mastering these energies, let's just say it that way, doesn't mean that you stay there. It's how quickly you can get back once you realize you're not in the flow. That's a master. So I'm saying today, don't expect yourself to stay as if you were a monk in a cave. We're around life, and it's chaotic, and that's okay. We've just chosen a different way to manifest joy and love. Ours is going to be with the ability to identify this is not good. I'm going to get bigger and relax into it and pick and choose what I truly want to focus on. It isn't wrong or bad to have thoughts that pop in or actions even. The hardship would be as if you didn't realize you were doing it. Then that would be more of a sad thing for me. You know, if John says, hey, you do this, and I don't defensively say, no, I don't do that. If I'm getting bigger, then I go, oh, from that viewpoint, I was doing X. I didn't have that viewpoint, obviously, or I wouldn't have done it. So manifest through upward spiral flow eventually becomes your primary frequency or your primary habit. It becomes your new habit. We were manifesting just fine before you walked into this room. But we're looking at it now as consumers. As consumers. We're looking at it saying, I don't think I'm so joyful with this life or the path I'm on or whatever it is. How can I influence it more? All right, so when you've decided that you don't like an energy in the room or in your body, take the time to figure out where it is in your body and really what does it feel like. Solar plexus, heart center, throat center, figure out where it is. And you go, I don't know how to do that. Well, that's okay. That's why we're here. You may want to say, I'm going to take a deep breath. If you do meditate, you could do it at the end of your meditation time, not the beginning, and ask for help to do this. And you just relax and breathe. So some of you don't meditate at all because it is so difficult. I totally get that. And so I was thinking about how do people become aware, more fluidly aware of their connection to all that is that don't meditate. And I think breathing, that's the core of most meditations anyway. But if you're willing to sit, stand, walk, you could be walking on the beach or in the woods, whatever, and your focus in the moment is on your breath, in and out. Not trying to change it, not trying to make it deeper, not judging it, just breathing. When you do this for a bit and you feel anything different about yourself, calmer, anything, that's when you are in a state of connection, and that's when you can play with shifting your light body. So breathing is very important to controlling the body, the mind, whatever. When I was first taught that, I didn't like it because my ego, for some reason, was not going to have somebody tell me what to do. So as a group, we were breathing in and breathing out, and breathing in and breathing out. Obviously slower than that, but and we were supposed to be focusing on the breath. And all I did was focus on the person that was telling me what to do. How bad is that? You know, that was totally the opposite of what I needed to do. So there's a learning curve with all of this. You have to be open to suggestion. That's one of the first things to manifesting with flow. All right, so when you are manifesting, you are looking at the flow patterns around you and picking and choosing to go in the strong direction of upward flow. If you want to manifest with flow. If you want to manifest with flow that's chaotic, you can do that too. You look at the situation and you go that direction. Now we've done that for years and years and years, and we're very good at it. I want to thank you for joining me today, and join us again in the next video where we continue this talk on manifesting with flow. Bye-bye.